This is me in the off season, full of carbs, eat lots of vegan, fatty foods. Oh, flexing, it's hard work. We're talking about Zach. This is my body fat level. This is probably the least fit I've been for quite a long time, at least training. This is my body fat level. So people probably think it's a bit too low, but I've been eating, there's these new vegan burgers in town called the Rebel Whopper. I've been eating them, eating these vegan cheesy pizzas, things like that. So body fat's higher than otherwise. It just goes to show. Fat you eat, fat you wear, especially if you're not training much. Fantastic shoe here. This is the Nike Next Percent. It's my walking shoe. You can see I don't run much. I've ran about 330 Ks this year. This is my everyday walker, walking around town. Fantastic shoe, Next Percent. If you want to go faster, Ultra shoes I'm a big fan of. My Ultra shoes. But Nike Next Percent, gun shoe, gun shoe. Let's talk about Zach Bitter. Somebody said, can you do another video about Zach Bitter? Joe Rogan keeps using him. And this guy called Sean Baker keeps using this Zach guy as an example of a keto runner. And it's like, this guy's far from keto. Zach, that's not a hate video, just sharing comments and criticisms. This is my job as a health reporter, as a health author, as a personal trainer since 1996. What's that, 23 years. You know, I just love, you know, I love the science. I love the real science, the real life science, the social science of nutrition and people's claims. So this Zach guy, he doesn't claim, but a lot of people claim. Joe Rogan, Sean Baker, they put this Zach guy up as like, look at this meat-fueled athlete. You know, Zach's like low carb, keto, carnivore, running 100-mile records. He's doing it on no carbs. And so I talked with Zach and I said to Zach, what's the deal? And Zach's like, no, I don't know why they say that, but I'm smashing the carbs in, I'm smashing refined sugar. And so Zach is a sugar athlete. He posts on Instagram some pictures of, you know, fatty meals and stuff. And when you're as, you know, skinny as Zach is, you probably should, well, not probably, you should definitely eat more fat. Otherwise, you'll just be nothing left of you. I mean, he trains a lot, so he's burning a lot of fat. So if you don't replace that fat, you got to be like, there's gonna be nothing left of you. You know, he's already skinny, scrawny as runners are. It's not an insult. That's just runners are very scrawny. To be a good runner, you have to be scrawny. You have to look very, very underweight to be a good runner. You're not too underweight, but you know, if your running coach says you're underweight, then you're too underweight. If the average person says you're underweight and you're a runner, then you're probably all right. So Zach, if Zach just ate a vegan diet, and he could do that, he just had to eat a lot more fat. So he has to have the beef to keep the fat on, otherwise he'd just lean out too much. But anyway, I recommend vegan just for the environment, for the animals, the health, the ethics, just the whole works of it, and performance-wise for sure. The fastest runner in the world, who is that in marathon? It's Kipchoge. If Ineos sponsored the 100-mile record or 24-hour record, these African guys would just blast it. They'd blast it. No, you're not. This is refined sugar. This is what Zach runs on. Zach's Fuel. He's sponsored by a company called X Endurance. Zach, in his races, he smashes a thing called Fuel 5. This is Gatorade, which is the same thing. But actually, Zach one has 4 different types of sugar. In here, in this Gatorade, you only have 3 different types of sugar. You got maltodextrin, sucrose, and fructose. So you got 3 types of sugar in here. Zach's on 4. He's on 4 different types of refined sugar. I'm cool with that. But Sean Baker, oh my God, Frank Tufano, he's like, no, it's no sugar. But this is just like, you just have to laugh, don't you? And you got the Zach, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's like, no, carbs are bad. You know, we got this Zach guy. He's running 100-mile records, keto, low carb. And I'm like, Zach, why is Joe saying this? He's, I don't know. So I'm tagging Joe. Joe, actually, Zach lives on refined sugar in his races and training and recovery. And yeah, he eats fat to avoid getting too lean. But it's hilarious. And then you have people saying, you know, Sean Baker just eats meat and he's lifting all this weight. You can see the inflammation in Sean Baker's physique from all the meat. He's red. He's like red on red. He's like a Homer Simpson lobster, and the amount of steroids he must do. And I've got no problems with people doing steroids. But he calls himself natural in the bio, and I'm like, come on, man, like, do steroids if you want. But to lie, to use the word natural hormone, it's like, come on, man. What sort of sociopath does that? Really? You know, I get it if you're a professional athlete. You know, I get that if you're, you know, doing the Tour de France or winning gold medals in the pool at the Olympics. But to go on Instagram and be clearly using steroids and then to say, oh, I'm natural. It's like, that's just like fucking weird shit, man. That's just like sociopathic. You know what I mean? It's like me claiming I've never had any crown work done to fix broken teeth or my overbite, which is like a little chewed off rat. Oh, no, just this is all natural, mate. Natural, you know? I was doing the moose technique. Come on, man, you know? It's like, you use steroids, fine, man. You're on Instagram. It's no big deal. Fucking hell, but it's just crazy. But it just makes people just like dummies going, oh, this must be the meat. Oh, if I cut out carrots, I look like Sean Baker. All I have to do is cut out carrots. The reason why I look like Homer Simpson is because I've not eaten enough meat. If I eat just meat, just carnivore, it looks just like a lion, I'm going to look like a steroided up bodybuilder. Yeah. CrossFit. Yeah. Fucking, oh man. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. So anyway, so Zach Bitter, high carb athlete. High carb athlete, eats the fat so it doesn't get too lean, because when you're doing this 100-mile stuff, you can waste away. So I'd say switch out to plant fat, coconut oil, olive oil, the plant oils, the plant seed oils. Coconut's a seed. Right? These oils definitely will help you store more fat. I've got a big summer coming up of riding, and I'm like, well, if I hit summer, I'm about probably like 8% body fat now. If I hit summer at like 4%, 2.5%, 3.5% body fat, you know, or just super lean, I mean, if I can see striations in my jaw, if I can see striations in my jaw and I haven't started training yet, what's going to happen in March when I finish training for like summer? Like, you know, so you want to go into training with a bit of body fat on this. So I'm going to Domino's tonight. They've got these vegan bacon pizzas and stuff like that, just fatty pizzas. I'm going to have some good plant fats and carb up on that and fat up on that, fat the fuck up. And, you know, and the burgers, I said before, I mean, vegan ice cream and just getting a bit more insulin resistance going up, just to get a bit more, you know, a bit more fat on the body for summer. Because, I mean, I shred the fat so quick. You riding the bike and you're eating low fat, the fat just drop. Look at my physique, man. You know what I mean? Can you imagine how light and how lean I would be if I never ever did anabolic steroids? If I never ever touched them? I'm about 70 kilos right now. If I never touched gear, I'd probably be like 60 kilos, man. Kenyan style. Like, elite Kenyan style. On hardly any training. You know what I mean? And so it's just how it is, man. It's nutrition. Nutrition. If you want to lose weight, man, eat like a Kenyan. If you want to gain weight, eat like a fat Australian or a fat American. What do fat Aussies love? What do fat Americans love? Bacon, though. Meat, though. Steak, though. You know? Smashing the fat, bruh. Fat we eat, the fat we wear. So I ain't going to do that. I'm going to be eating plant fats because it's just as effective as gaining weight. Fat. You know, 100 grams of fat you eat gets stored at about 98%. So you eat 100 grams, you're going to store about 98 grams of fat. Simple as that. That's why you see people like Jordan Peterson's daughter, Michaela, who only has a following because of her dad, is, you know, she's doing big, oh, but what about that? She's just eating pure meat. And it's like she has these little meals of meat. Is Botox carnivore? And, you know, all this stuff. And so, you know, and then she's doing a fast every couple of days. She's doing a 7-day fast. And she's not even that skinny. For someone who just eats a few hundred calories a day and does all these fasts, I'm like, hang on, if it's so good for your digestion, how come you're fasting all the time? You know? If it's so good for weight loss, how come you're not that slim? How come you're not as lean as my girlfriends? Interesting. How come you're not as lean as the Kenyans? The Kenyan high carbers. So 5 billion people out there in the world are slim. And 5 billion people out in the world are eating carbohydrates 3 or 4 or 5 times a day. White rice, sugar, potatoes, refined corn products. And they're slim. They're slim. They're not going to fitness first, 24/7 gyms. They're not running a next percent. They're not riding bikes up mountains. They're just everyday people working basic jobs, minimum wage, minimum money, and they're living on starches and a bit of fruit and some sugar 3, 4, 5 times a day. They're not starving, but financially limited to just plant foods primarily. And, you know, a lot of them don't even have the access to cooking. because the fire wasn't even there. You know? So, I mean, the ones who can cook are using very minimal oil, and that keeps the weight down. So as soon as I start adding oil in, boom, weight goes up. Weight goes up because it's fat. Anyway, that's the deal. Zach Bitter, low carb athlete, exposed, fraud, whatever you want to call it. Let's call the video Zach Bitter's low carb diet examined. He's not low carb. He's not low carb. Sorry, man. But fuel number 5. It's called. Google it up. Go to his Instagram page, Zach Bitter. Instagram, Zach Bitter. The sponsor is X Endurance, and the fuel that Zach's seen consuming is called Fuel 5. It is 4 different types of refined sugar. It could even be 5. What's called 5? I don't know. It's 4 anyway. It's called Fuel 5. It has 4 refined sugar ingredients in there. The sucrose, the maltodextrins, the fructose. Fructose. No fiber. Wow. That's good stuff. But anyway, so anyone who says Zach Bitter's low carb, is keto, even he admits he's not. Even Zach, the record holder, admits he smashes in refined sugar, race day, training, etc. That's like me saying vegan, carbs, and then race day, I'm chewing on a big steak, drinking coconut oil. Oh gosh, don't watch me, like carbs is good, vegan's good, but I'm drinking coconut oil and I'm eating steak so I can perform. Can you imagine what Sean Baker and Joe Rogan be doing? Oh my God, there's that Durianrider guy, he's eating meat to perform. Guys, the joke's on you. I'd never do that because carbs where it's at. And even your low carb runner, Zach, who's not even keto, he's not even carnivore, he's not even low carb, is smashing in refined sugars. I'm repeating myself, it's like a broken record. But you have to, because there's people out there going, but what about Zach? What about Sean Baker? What about Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan doesn't eat carbs. Yes, he does. Sean Baker doesn't eat carbs. Of course he does. You can tell when you do steroids, your ability to store more muscle glycogen makes your muscles get swole. That's the main reason. You have more fluid in your muscles, more water. It takes 3 grams of water to store 1 gram of carbs. So if you're having 1,000 grams of carbs in your body, you're going to have 3 kilos extra muscle. It's going to store in your muscles. You're going to have more of a pump. Every bodybuilder knows that. Carbs may give you a pump. Your veins pop out. Boom. If you get on shows as a bodybuilding stage and you have any carbs, you're flat. That's why they had some carbs day beforehand, just like pump up the glycogen. And various steroids help you do that. One of them is called D-bol. I've used that before. It's just you store more water in your muscles from the glycogen. It's insane. It's insane. And so it gives your muscles more strength, more size, more fullness, more hardness. Just a little pill, 20 cents a day. D-bol. It's insane. Strength gains. Far out. Insane. I've still got a bicep tear. Well, not that I've got much of a bicep. I'm a marathon runner, cyclist, but from just doing some D-bol in Thailand recently, just experimenting with it and just feeling the profound strength gains in like 2 or 3 days. It was insane. 20 cents a day. I'm just like, wow, this it's like a whole new world out there. It's like the Matrix. Just like your eyes get sore because you couldn't see before. You didn't have your eyes open. You weren't actually looking what's going on in the world. Don't be so naive. These people are, on the gas. These people are carving up. But the fairy tales of Instagram out there just selling you bullshit, or people want it. I mean, the average American and the average Australian wants to hear, I'm overweight, I'm sick and depressed and have digestion issues because I don't eat enough ribeye steak and bacon. The reason why I have health issues is because I eat too much fruit and steamed rice and broccoli and lettuce. That's the problem. That's why I have all the problems in today. I need to eat more bacon. I'm going to deadlift 700 pounds like Mr. Baker's going to do that. I need to eat more meat. That's the reason. Yeah. Fuck, man, this is crazy. So I don't blame some of these scammers out, these sociopath narcissists, for taking advantage of the average dumb consumer out there. Because look how dumb people are and how gullible people are, man. It's insane.
Carbs, carb the fuck up, motherfuckers. Carb the fuck up. Corn, rice, potatoes, yams, bananas, mangoes, dates, plantain, melons, blueberries, blackberries, mulberries. Get them motherfucking carbohydrates in. Go vegan, motherfuckers. Carb the fuck up, the fuck up, the fuck up, the fuck up.